This is Why People Don't Do Their Jobs, Episode 23, False Alarm. I was in this place the other day, except it was dark. I needed to use one of the PCs to do some printing. But there's a screaming alarm coming from one of them. It was driving everybody in the store crazy. This went on for about 30 minutes. The dimwit employee just shrugged. Probably these alarms go off all the time and no one does anything about it. People are so accustomed to alarms going off improperly that they don't do their jobs. We're living in a world where alarms are ineffective. False alarms are ignored despite annoyance. Maladjusted alarms don't go off when needed. Employees are unaware of what action to take. And people don't do their jobs. Here's an MBA graph. On this axis, we've got the event, and on this axis, we've got whether or not the alarm goes off. And we want this situation here where the event happens and the alarm goes off. We also want this situation here where the event doesn't happen and the alarm doesn't go off. This situation here is quite common. It's the false alarm. The alarm goes off even though the event didn't happen. And what happens is people start to ignore alarms. In the case of burglar alarms, this happens 94% of the time, apparently. And in this case, the event does happen, the alarm doesn't go off. A lot of times this is in the lame excuse department. But in the case of a medical display, it can be extremely dangerous. Here's another MBA graph. On this axis, we've got whether or not the alarm goes off. And in this axis, we've got people doing their jobs. And we obviously want this situation where the alarm goes off and people do their jobs. And we also want people to do their jobs even though the alarm's not going off. That means people are doing the preventive activity so the alarm won't be needed. Here's your check engine light situation where the alarm goes off and people don't do their jobs. And here's a situation which is also not good, which is the alarm doesn't go off and people aren't doing the jobs, which means that people aren't paying attention. Back to this place. This company spent $458 million to get me to come into the store and spend money. But because someone didn't respond to an alarm, I didn't spend money. Let's do some root cause analysis. The alarm went off. People didn't know how to fix it. The employees weren't trained to fix it. Employee training really was ineffective and people didn't do their jobs. Here's another one. The alarm went off. There was an underlying condition that caused the alarm to go off, probably the power supply. There was no program to check or change these things out. Maintenance program was ineffective. People didn't do their jobs. Here's another one. The alarm went off and annoyed the customer. The PC was old and wasn't replaced. Management was deliberately running old PCs to save costs. The program to replace the PCs accepts the risk of annoying the customers, so there's a conscious management decision to annoy the customers. Is it not readily apparent that every alarm that rings is a warning of some type of management ineffectiveness? This has been a presentation of iso-help.com. Check out our YouTube site for even more of these fun videos.